Everyone. Welcome in or welcome back to Midnight Morning Readings. Thank you for viewing me today. We are here to do your monthly reading for the month of September. This is good for all placements for the sign of Leo. We are going to go ahead and get started by seeing get a couple of message cards from my Enchanted Fortune deck here, and my Divine Destiny deck, and then we will see what your overarching energies are as we're moving forward. Okay. All right. So let's get a message for structure, stability, and abundance for the sign of Leo, please. Thank you. So they gave you hidden desires, and it's clear self-imposed limitations. Illusions cloud your judgment. Don't be attached to money, temptation, trap, and longing that is here. So I feel that with this particular card that some of you might be holding on a little too tight to physical things, as opposed to maybe opening up, or you might be presented with things that maybe are encourage bad habits to come out. So it might be something that you want to be aware of as you're moving forward through this month. Okay, but we'll see what the rest of the messages are as we're going forward. So let's get a Destiny card. And this is good for any type of relationship that you may have, past or present. And it could be somebody that has passed on as well. So they gave you magic moments. And don't wait to be filled with love, for it is always now. And I feel that this may go hand in hand with the other message card, and the fact that you might be trying to chase things that maybe aren't serving you, holding on to attachments that maybe only give a moment's gratification for that, but do not have maybe long-term goals set in mind. So just keep that in mind as we are moving through the rest of these reading. So we're going to see what your overarching energies are. Milk and honey, soulmates, new life. So I feel that you are being presented, or you are in a situation to where you are having the sensation of having it all, having everything and eating your cake too, so to speak. And maybe, and it's opening up your eyes to a newfound way of loving, in a sense of gratitude is the word that I was looking for. And so we're going to keep going and see kind of what is going on for the Leos here. It's not what you ever expected, and it's not anything that you ever thought you'd desire. And it is something that you find very, very fulfilling. So that... Okay. They are trying to jump out here, Leos. It is... Spirit wants to talk to you. Strongest for Leos, please. Strongest. Strongest for Leos. Anything else? Thank you. Thank you. On the bottom of the deck, you have By the Book, Serendipity, and A Change in the Wind. And I feel that this next one building blocks needs to be brought out as well. You know, when I see the card A Change in the Wind, it always takes me back to the original Disney movie version of Mary Poppins, where she comes and she says, "I shall stay until the wind changes." And it's definitely saying that whatever situation that you're in right now, the wind is changing. So if you've had a streak of bad luck, or a series of bad choices, or a series of unfortunate events that have been taking place, which is where I feel these message cards were coming through at. The time is changing. The wind is shifting into better times, more positive things, more love and gratitude energy that is coming in here. Because you also receive serendipity, which is lighthearted and childlike energy that wants to come in and just feeling free and energetic and just really coming in and just giving me this lighthearted, childlike energy that is so refreshing. Because when you've got the building blocks and the by the book, sometimes going by, when you're building something, going by the book may or may not always work. So, if you're the type of person that always follows structure, you always follow the instructions, you read the directions, you do it step by step, there might be some change that's saying, you know what, it's time to give a little, time to give and take a little bit. That is coming off of there, and maybe not hold on to something quite as tightly as what it may come in. Oh my gosh, we've got all kinds of other messages here. You've got happy, 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 flexible, and to be fair. And, when you're coming in, with this energy, don't give yourself, don't be too hard on yourself. Everybody has good, high peaks and low times in their life where, they make either, like I said, a series of bad choices or a series of unfortunate events. Everything happens to us. It all happens for a reason. So don't necessarily be fair, be unfair to yourself. Give yourself a break and cut yourself some slack. That just because maybe you did do things by the books or you didn't do things by the books, or, whatever it is, whatever you're building is still rock solid here. Right? So, to be fair, be flexible, give yourself a break, relax, chill out. Because they also gave you deep knowing, a message in a bottle, and between worlds. And this is talking about transformation. That you are getting messages that the things that you've done in the past, let them go. Let them go. Don't let them haunt you for the rest of your life. What's done is done. Let's pick up, let's move forward. Let's understand this deep knowing of, okay, I messed up, I did this, I did that. Whatever the situation is not self-defining. Okay? You have the ability to change the future, what is coming in, because remember, we all have free will. All right. And so there are messages that are trying to make their way to you, and you are moving out of this phase, this stuckness, this, I don't want to say series of bad luck, or this period of uh, low energy. You're moving out of it. You're coming out of it, and you're coming into a bright, very lighter energy that is coming in. Okay? So don't be too hard on yourself, Leos. All right. So as we're doing that, those are your overarching energies, but let's see what challenges and obstacles that you might be facing. Having the courage, a difficult path is being revealed. Nature is calling to you. Anytime we want to actually move and we want to change something about ourselves, the path is never easy. It's always difficult. Anything worth working towards is going to have a difficult road. And so the fact that you've come to the decision that you want something to change, that you want to do something different. You want better self-care. You want better. You want to go back to school. You want to, do something that is going to add more, you know, peaceful energy to your life, happy energy, positive energy to your life. It takes time. It takes work to do that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as fulfilling when you actually reach the goal. So let's see, challenges and obstacles that Leos might be dealing with. Challenges. Challenges. Thank you. Anything else? Challenges, obstacles for Leos, please. Release your inner rebel, flames of desire, and lost in the ruins of the past. What's in the past is in the past. Either we learn from it or we stay in it. And Spirit is coming through and saying, you've been living there too long. You've been wallowing in your woes for way too long. It is time to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and move forward. Because when you being a fire sign, when your inner flame starts burning brighter and it starts burning hotter, that is when it is time to get your butt moving. And this is where I feel you have been at for quite some time. You have been stuck. You have been stuck, and I mean, let's face it, we all make decisions, we all make choices at times in our lives that maybe we don't necessarily think are the best choices for us at the time, but we made them anyway. The point, what Spirit is coming to say is, don't get hung up on it, don't get stuck on it. Learn something from it, take the positive out of it, and move forward with it. Because if you continue to stay stuck in the past, you're never going to see the future. Okay? So they gave you a new strategy as required. Live in this world as a dreamer and cast a spell with your experience. You have been muted. Okay? And this is where I really feel, that, Leo's, how do I want to say this? It's hard to sometimes see things beyond going by the book because we follow that. You're a fixed fire sign for a reason, Leos. You're strong, you're steady, people count on you. They know what they're going to get every time. Okay? And that's what makes you strong. That's what makes you other people's rock. That is you true to the core. And when you deviate away from that, then it really starts making the ground you're walking on rocky. But at the same time, following things too strict by the book can hinder your ability to dream and to be able to live in a childlike energy sometimes, to where you can just cut loose and be fancy free. So that's where Spirit is coming in, saying you got to be flexible, you got to give yourself a break, you got to be fluid, you've got to have that lightheartedness that's coming in, and that is what is building inside of you, trying to move forward. And it's saying, you know what, you need magic, you need that passion back in your life. And that is where you're at, because you want it, you feel it, you see it, but you might need you need help pushing yourself over that roadblock that you've got. So let's go and see what's in your most recent past that has brought you into your current overarching energies and messages. Okay, so you have exciting situation, divine guidance, freedom to move, messages from Spirit. You have been just living in this state of just not knowing. And that's scary for you, because you've always got a plan, you've always got structure, you always know what you're going to do, and you always have plans A, B, C, and D in place. And something has happened in your past that knocked you off of that path and put you on a rocky one where you don't know if the next step is going to give way or not. And that has set you on edge. That is what has really, I don't want to say rocked your world, but it has made your path more rocky. And you don't like that. You don't like that at all. And you like the steady, the continuous, the knowing, the stability that comes with that. I mean, I do too. Okay, I'm a fixed sign. I'm a fixed water sign. So, I get the whole structure, stability. Routine. It definitely helps, but sometimes that can get you stuck. So let's see what has gone on in your most recent past messages that maybe will help tell us what has been going on for you. Thank you. What else for Leos? What else has been going on for Leos here? On the bottom of the deck, you have strong potential, a fresh start, and moving forward. I feel like you're second guessing yourself. That what you thought you wanted isn't really what your heart is telling you want anymore. And I feel that you're starting to feel some regret or a lot of second thought, second guessing yourself on a decision that you've made in the past. And now you're trying to wonder, should I go back? Can I go back? Is it too late to start over again? Because you got the fresh start, moving forward, and strong potential. And this is spirit saying, no, it's never too late to start over, to start again, to start fresh. It's never too late, because you had the keys, the education and knowledge that came out. And I feel that you made a choice. You've made a decision in your most recent past that, based on the information that you had at the time, it was the best decision as you had moved forward. But now that you have made it and you are now living it, you are now second guessing if it was the right decision. How much influence did somebody else have in that decision, that maybe you made the decision to please somebody else as opposed to making the decision for what you wanted? So I don't want to say it was the easy choice out, but it was the path of least resistance, because there were big changes and planting seeds that were also taking place. And you started to have some ideas and thoughts and ideas of what you wanted to do that maybe didn't necessarily align with what other people thought or were telling you should have done. And so you went back to maybe to your core nature of saying, well, I'm gonna do this because, it definitely has that stability. It has it's stable, it makes sense, it's logical, all the strong qualities of a Leo rock through and through. But you're starting to also question whether or not it was what was best for you. Not that you regret the decision, but now you're like, do I really want to do this forever? And so you're starting to have these thoughts moving forward. Were other people's advice really in your best interest, or was it in theirs? And that's where you're at. That's where I feel this hidden desires, this magic movement, with these relationships, with these things that are coming into play, that maybe they were not as forthcoming and open, as honest with you as what you thought they were. And they really weren't talking about your interests as much as they were talking about theirs. That's where I feel this is all tying together. You're starting to feel and see that, I don't necessarily agree with it. Like, I don't now I'm really not starting to feel it. So we're going to keep going and see what's in your current messages. Diligence, enlightenment, happiness, and the white wolf, the purity, the honesty of the decision for you going forward. How honest were you being with yourself at the time? How honest are you being with yourself now? And really starting to have some of those ideas and thoughts that you're sitting there saying, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. And that's okay. That's okay. But we're going to see what are your current messages coming in. Thank you. Current messages coming in for Leos, please. Thank you. Current coming in for Leo. Current, thank you. Thank you. Anything else? Adventures, purification, potential, and stuck in a standstill. This is where you're at. You are now feeling like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I've got potential. I know I have the ability to do something better, but what do I do? I want to do this. I want to do that. You've got adventures, purification, relaxation, patience. They gave you a lot. Success, change, inner peace, and leadership. There's a lot of messages here to unpack, Leos. It's this standstill. You have the potential to be a great leader and to be able to be very successful. And I feel those are the messages that are coming into your incoming messages that are there. And change is your big key here. You want to do something more with your life. You want to do something more that is going to give you an honest sense about yourself, to where you are living for yourself and not living under somebody else's expectations, because their expectations don't align with who you are. And you're starting to realize that it doesn't matter, because you're going to start making decisions based on what you want and what you feel are best. Not that you don't appreciate the advice, but you are going to be making some changes. And that's where I feel that you're at right now. Is you're sitting here looking and you're like, I feel like you've just taken like a long vacation, and it gave you an opportunity. It gave you time to really think in the quiet, in the stillness of, traveling, whether you were on an airplane, you were in a vehicle, on a train, wherever it was, you went to a cabin and you sat there and you just stared out off the cabin porch, however it was, whatever it was, you really came to this inner sense of self. And you came in and you said, this isn't what I want to do. And I made the decision because I was making it because it was what somebody else wanted me to do and not what I really wanted to do. And that that is the message that you have come to. This is the state where you're at right now, and you're sitting there saying, is it too late for me to go back? Is there still time for me to change my mind, to change my decision, to do a different course, a different path of what I was on. And um we're just sitting there working and just really trying to figure out how you're going to make these steps going forward. But this is something you've been thinking about for a while, but here recently you've really come into an energy, a thought process to where it's really becoming more and more apparent and more self-evident that where you are at right now is not where you want to be. And so you're asking spirit for guidance on what to do and how to move forward. With that, we're going to move into your incoming messages from spirit. Forgiveness, happiness, love, asking for guidance, and vision. It's not that you regret the decision that you made, because you made it for the best at the time. And maybe that was the decision you had to make at the time to give you the opportunity to take the step backwards, to be able to realize what you really wanted in order to move forward, because too much was being expected of you. Too much was being asked of you, and you couldn't figure out, were they doing it for the best of me or for the best of them? Were you worthy, and did you have the strength to make a different decision at the time? And that is where you are at right now, Leos. That is the point that you're at. You're questioning decisions that you've made. So let's see, what is your incoming messages from spirit? Incoming for Leos, please. Incoming messages for Leo. Incoming messages. Thank you. Incoming. Anything else for Leos, please? Thank you. Thank you. Anything else? Thank you. A lot of messages again. Very, very strong message. Nature on the bottom of the deck. Acceptance. Expect the unexpected. You're going to be surprised that when you actually voice your opinion, you're actually going to be surprised at the response you're going to get. Because I feel people know that you're not happy in the situation that you're in, and they've been waiting for you to come around to it, because they know you well enough to know that you had to come to terms with it on your own. You had to come to terms with it too. And getting out, like I said, if you went on a vacation somewhere, it got you out. You're going to continue to go out in nature, because it's going to give you that opportunity to think and to really come to terms with what has actually been going on and where you're going. Because worthiness, you are not alone, and clear your energy. This is definitely, you need to get out and grounding yourself, and getting back out into nature is what's going to help you do that. Whether it's walking, just taking a walk outside, it's walking barefoot on the beach, it's sitting in front of a campfire, however you get back to your original roots to be able to clear your energy and to ground yourself is what's going to continue to happen. But I really feel most of you have taken a vacation recently, and you have actually sat back, and it's actually what helped open your eyes to the decision and like where you want to go. And you've been asking, is it too late to start over? Is it too late to go back? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? And you keep asking yourself this, and the reason, you're afraid of failing. You're afraid if you've made the decision that you are going to be a failure. Well, no, there's never failure if you are trying. And that's where you're at, and you've got forgiveness, and go with the flow. And sometimes going with the flow and holding to the status quo isn't necessarily what is best for you. It holds true most of the time for a fixed sign, But sometimes you do need to have that flexibility and that variation, that goes in there, because, you know, the, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to, you're going to forgive yourself, and you're going to forgive other people, and you're going to let that go, in a sense of saying, maybe they were giving me the best advice that they felt that was for me at the time. And, and for that time period it was, but things have changed. You have different ideas, different dreams, different thought process, and things just aren't working for you anymore. And you want to go and do something different. And this is telling me, it's okay to be scared. If you're going to, are you going to fail? Are people going to say, I told you so? Or, it was a bad choice. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But at the end of the day, who are you really being true to? And that's the question you got to keep asking yourself. You got to do it for you, Leos. Okay, with that. So, um, very, very, very powerful reading that has come into play for you. Very, very powerful reading. So we're going to get final message from Spirit, messages. Anything else that Spirit wants to say that is going to tie this reading together? And then we'll get your final message before we leave, to leave you with for this month. Flipper. There we go. Anything else? Thank you. Anything else? Anything else for Leos? Anything else? They've been talking to you, Leos. This is a big, big message you've been asking. You've been asking for clarity. You got 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, Page of Pentacles has been popping out quite a bit for a lot of signs that has been coming out. And pages in the tarot are messengers. They are bringing you news of something. And the Page of Pentacles talks about bringing you messages of opportunities that are coming your way. Because you've got the 8 of Swords, okay, that's coming in here. And this is anxiety. This is worry. This is, being up all night. This is just like, am I doing the right thing? Because I'm going to make a decision that is going to be against what other people think I should be doing. And is this what I am supposed to be doing? And here Spirit is here telling you, you got the 10 of Pentacles. That's complete fulfilled structure, abundance, life, security that is coming in. So yes, you're going to be worried that you're going to be, making these decisions, but you cannot continue to doubt and have this anxiety and this worry that things are going to play out, because they will, because you've got the 10 of Pentacles that has come in. Opportunities are presenting themselves to you. Question is, are you actually paying attention? Because you've got the 7 of Swords, the Hierophant, and the 10 of Cups. Really, you got the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. This is total happiness with full security and abundance and structure. This tells me that what is coming in, the decision that you're going to make, is going to turn out better than you could ever possibly imagine. Okay? What you have been taught. So the Hierophant talks about, our roots, our grassroots, our structure, how we were raised, as we were moving forward. And sometimes deviating from those teachings can be scary, but they also helped build us to who we are. And excuse me. So it's just coming in saying, you know what? Be careful of other people's objectives for you. You have to ask yourself, are they giving me the best advice for me, or are they giving me the best advice that is going to help them? That is what it is. Are they talking me into this for their own gain? Are they talking me out of this for their own gain? To keep it either way. So be careful. This, this is what, Seven of Swords comes in. It talks about, people having, um, are their intentions true to you or true to themselves? What are their intentions? And they may not be as open and honest. So you've got the King of Swords. This is a powerful king. This is a powerful, powerful, powerful king, Leos. I can't say this enough, okay? The King of Swords is very decisive, very fact-based. I've crossed all the T's, I've dotted all the I's. I am very much coming in and saying, I've made my decision. And I have not taken into other people's pleas, their emotions, the cries, the tears, the love, or whatever. This is the decision that I have made based on the facts and the information that I have. And this is where the thought process started for you when you went on vacation. It started for you because you had a clear mind. You didn't have outside influences. You didn't have other people. And it has helped to clarify because you are not taking you're not absorbing other people's emotions into this because that Four of Swords, that talks about, having that rest and that rejuvenation that's coming in because you got the World and you have got the Queen of Cups in sideways. Okay, which tells me this is very, very much strong energy. She's a very loving queen, but coming in sideways, it tells me that you are keeping your feelings and your emotions at a very even keel. You're not letting yourself get too one way or the other because you want to keep the logic and the facts in the forefront of your mind. The World talks about new beginnings. A chapter in your life is coming to an end because it is coming in, because with the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands, you're coming in and you're saying, I'm all in. Like, I am coming in. The days of this are done. I am ready to start over. I am ready to move forward. And this is what I'm going to do as I am moving forward. And this is just confirmation. When you're sitting here and you're telling me that you've got the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the World all coming in, very much this is financial stability. This is security. This is structure. This is all your dreams and wishes that are coming true, coming to full fruition, that is coming in with the World, because this chapter of your life is ending because a new one is beginning. Wow. This has been a very, very intense reading for you, Leos. You have a lot on your plate, a lot going on in your mind right now, and a big decision that's coming your way. So we're going to get a final message from Spirit that we are going to leave your September reading with. All right, final message card. Final message for Leos, please. Thank you. The end of the day, here is your final message card. My body is a manifestation of my energetic state. And this is where it is. You're excited. You've made this decision, you know what you're going, you feel good about it, and you know it's the right thing for you to do. And so you're going to start feeling this come from your toes, through your head, out your chakras. You're just going to explode with energy and excitement for this as you are getting to this point. It's just feeling just such an exuberating energy that is coming through for you. It's like nothing you've ever felt before. And that is your reading for the month of September's Leo. I hope it helped. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave comments down below as any or all parts of this message resonate with you. And I'd be grateful if you'd hit that like, subscribe, and share button on your way out. And we'll see you back here next time, Leos. Take care.